DJ XL, welcome back to the channel. What if I told you one of the biggest advancements in DJ technology might have also accidentally slowed down one of the most respected DJ skills of all time? And I'm talking about scratching. Now, before we get too much into this is not an anti-CDJ. Actually, CDJs have been, for the most part, a benefit to DJ culture. But they may have also quietly changed DJ culture in ways that we are only now seeing. Now, if you watch to the end of the video, I'm going to show you what's happening right now that also could bring back that DJ culture of scratching. Let's go. Now think about this. There's an entire generation of DJs out there coming up today who have never touched vinyl. They've never felt the torque of a turntable. They've never physically held the beat under their hands. If you've never experienced that feeling, you may never feel pulled towards learning to scratch in the first place. Turntables didn't just play music. They demanded participation. On the vinyl, there was no play button. There's no cue button. You were the play button. You were the cue button. You physically grabbed the record. You found the groove. You held the beat still and then released it with timing and confidence. That connection between your hands and the music, it wasn't just technical. It was emotional. It made DJs curious. It made DJs want to be experimental. It made DJs want to manipulate the sound, not just transition between two songs. Fast forward to today. Most DJ booths you walk into, you're most likely going to see 2 to 3 CDJs, an A9 mixer, which is an incredible club mixer, incredible standard, reliable, powerful, professional. But here's the unintended side effect. That setup does not naturally invite scratching. In fact, it kind of subtly discourages it. You rarely see battle mixers like the S11 or any scratch focus DJ layouts installed in clubs. And that matters because your environment shapes your skill development. If the equipment in front of you emphasizes on browsing, syncing, cue memory, layers of effects, then that's where DJs are going to focus their creativity. And there's nothing wrong with that. Modern DJ has become incredibly advanced, but scratching requires completely different skill set and relationship with the music. But there's something interesting happening right now in the DJ industry. For the first time in years, manufacturers might be bringing back that feeling. And if these new products succeed, they might spark an entirely new generation of scratch DJs. Let's talk about that. Scratching wasn't originally taught in classrooms or on YouTube tutorials. It was discovered through curiosities. When DJs used vinyl records, mistakes happened. It often turned into innovation. A DJ might accidentally drag a record backwards, hear a sound that he likes, and experiment with it. That tactile learning environment created scratch pioneers, some of the best that we know right now. Turntables forced DJs to interact with the music physically. CDJs shifted the DJ's attention from tactile manipulation to interface navigation. That shift reduced the natural entry points that most DJs came in to try to experiment with scratching. Vinyl turntables or moving platters deliver something digital jog dials cannot even fully replicate. The platter resistance, the motor torque feedback, the resistance of the slipmat. Sound release timing, just releasing the beat on time, physically with your hand. That physical sensation creates a strong connection between the DJ and the music itself. Many scratch DJs will describe this feeling as playing music like an instrument. How many times do you hear CDJ DJs say something like that? You often hear that compared to vinyl DJs. Without that physical connection, scratching just becomes easier to ignore, or to some DJs might even feel unnecessary. These products aren't just new gear releases. They may actually represent a crossroads in the DJ culture at this moment. For years, booth standards like the CDJs or controllers, they've prioritized convenience and portability. The convenience of having a club setup with 2 CDJs and the A9 mixer. You know it's going to be that. Or the portability of carrying your favorite DJ controller out. These tools are powerful and legitimate, but they've removed something subtle yet important. The tactile temptation that made scratch DJs get addicted. When DJs grew up touching vinyl, scratching wasn't a specialty skill. It was part of the instrument itself. You considered your turntables and your mixer as instruments. Younger DJs have never experienced that resistance, the inertia of turntables, the hands-on control of moving the record. There's less curiosity pushing them forward towards turntablism. That's why the success or failure of these spinning platter controllers like the System 1 or the T10 could quietly influence the future of scratching as an art form. If these produce any kind of traction, they could reintroduce a new generation of DJs to the physical sensation of touching the music, the spinning platters, sparking creativity, experimentation, maybe even ultimately taking the skill a step further and actually learning how to scratch. If they struggle commercially, these controllers, scratching risks drifting further into the abyss of DJing. There's also a cultural component that we can't ignore: hip-hop. Turntablism once placed the DJs in front with the performer as innovators and being even co-stars. Today, many shows position the DJ as support roles rather than being featured as artists. When the audience can't see the DJ being showcased as musicians, fewer aspiring DJs feel inspired to pursue performance-driven skills like scratching. Gear alone can't revive that culture, but it can help to reopen the door. Maybe, just maybe, the spinning platters will spark the next generation of DJs to experiment with the craft. Not by abandoning modern technology, but by blending it with the hands-on artistry that built the DJ culture in the first place. Just something to think about. Your boy DJ Excel. Subscribe, like, follow, all that good jazz. We'll see you in the next video. Deuces.